Hello everyone, we're here, we're live. My name is Clarissa. I am the CEO and founder of She Rocks at College, creator of Educated, the art of becoming a good student, and this is Being Her, live personal growth updates, where I show you the behind the scenes of what it's like to be on a personal growth journey, to be building a business, to be setting goals, and to be on your way to achieving those goals. And tonight, I'm doing my 6-month update for 2022. And we're going to be talking about all the things that worked, all the things that didn't work, where I'm at with my goals for 2022, everything that I've been working on up until this point, and what I'm going to be working on for the rest of the year. If I'm a little sweaty and a little bit late, it's because there was a cop at my door just now. Apparently, a drunk driver hit my car while it was parked. Thank God I wasn't in it, that my daughter wasn't in it. It was just parked on the street and someone slammed into it. The person seems to be okay. They took him away, arrested him, and my car just has like a tiny dent in it. So I was dealing with that before hopping on, but we're good. We're safe. Thank God. All right. It's so funny. So we actually live on a super busy street, or on the intersection of a super busy street. And this is the second time since we've moved here that someone has hit my car while it's been just parked on the street. The last time the crash was pretty bad. It was like this big truck that backed into it. This time, not so bad, and it happened on this side of the street. But I was telling the cop, I'm like, that's the second time this happens. All right. So, okay. So my goal for 2022 is the same goal that I had for 2021 because I did not hit my goal in 2021. And so the way that I go through my creation process, which is what I call manifestation, which is what I call the goal setting process, is I keep working towards the goal until I hit it. What I know about me is that every single goal that I've ever achieved, every single goal that I've ever set for myself, I have achieved. And what I also know is that it doesn't always happen in the timeline that I originally imagined that the goal was going to happen. So I am very loose with the time frame of when I set my goals. And what I mean by that is I do set when I would like the goal to be achieved by, but if it doesn't happen by that date, I don't make it mean that now I don't get to achieve the goal. I don't make it mean that now it's not going to happen for me. What I make it mean is that, okay, we're still working towards this. So I have a goal for this year to enroll 100 students into my group coaching program, Educated, the Art of Becoming a Good Student. That's not 100 students enrolling in the program all at once. It's 100 students over the course of the year. And the reason why I have that goal is because I want to help as many college women as possible earn better grades and have more free time. So that's one goal that I have. The second goal that I have for myself is to lose the baby weight that I have had on my body since my daughter was about 5 months old. Because I tell this story all the time. I actually weighed less when I gave birth to her than prior to being pregnant. But because we had her literally 2 days before the whole entire country shut down, the stress of having a new baby and not having any support, and none of my family meeting her until she was like 5 months old, and trying to figure out how to be a new mom and be in a relationship with my husband as parents and run this business and just try to figure out what was happening in the world and all of those things, I ate my emotions. I just will be honest with that. Like, I ate my emotions. I wasn't exercising the way that I normally exercise, and I put on about 30 something pounds, because when I gave birth to my daughter, I was like 150 something pounds, and now I'm 180 pounds. And my goal for this year is to lose those 30 pounds. And those are my two goals for the year. That is what I'm working on. And so what I did over the course of the past 3 weeks is I went through my self-evaluation process. This is the process that I teach all the college women who come and work with me. It's very simple. I just ask myself, I look at everything that I've accomplished so far, everything that I've done, and then I ask myself what worked. So what is going really well? What's the progress that I'm making? What helped and worked to get me there? What didn't work? What are the things that held me back, that slowed down my progress, etc.? And then based off of that, what are the changes and the tweaks that I'm going to make for the rest of the year? The college women that work with me, I have them go through the self-evaluation process every single week. They do it during the mid-semester point. They do it right before the start of a semester. But the reason why we do this is to make sure that we're actually doing what is necessary to keep moving towards our goal. We don't make not hitting our goals mean anything over here in the She Rocks at College world. All not hitting your goal means is that there's still something that you need to do, or there's still time that needs to pass in order for you to hit the goal. It doesn't mean that you're not going to get it. It doesn't mean that you're not good enough. It doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you. It just means it hasn't happened yet. So what are we going to do about it to keep working towards it? Because we don't quit if it's what we actually want. Okay, so let me tell you everything that worked this year. So first I'll tell you, in terms of total students that I've worked with this year, it's been 6. I also took on a support life coaching position for another company. So I'm working 20 hours with another company as a life coach. And through that company, I have a total of 15 one-on-one clients. So I have 15 one-on-one clients through that program. In total, I've worked with 6 students this year. I'm currently working with 4. So I have 2 more spots open in my one-on-one practice, and then the rest of the students will be working with me inside of my group coaching program, Educated: The Art of Becoming a Good Student. And we have our biggest launch of the year coming up. It always happens right before the fall semester. So in August is when we'll really start talking about the program again and really doing promotions for that. So right now we're sitting at 4 new students for that program, 6 total students who have worked with me this year. So my YouTube channel grew by over 286 subscribers. I have a total of 13,000 subscribers at this point. My Facebook group grew a bunch. My email list grew a bunch. And I sent over 130 plus emails to my email list this year. So I make everything count in regards to like what I'm doing to achieve my goal. Everything that I did, everything that I accomplished, everything that I tried, I give myself credit for putting that out there because that is what creates you achieving your goal. So what worked for me this first half of the year is I actually started an intimacy journey. So at the beginning of the year in January, I left a 9-month mastermind that I was supposed to be a part of. And if you're watching this and you have no idea what a mastermind is, if you are familiar with the coaching world at all, a mastermind is basically where there's this one person who gets a bunch of, usually 10 to 15 people together, and we spend 6 months to a year together working on our goals, supporting each other, etc. I joined one at the end of the summer in 2021 that was supposed to last 9 months. Now, when I got into the mastermind, what I thought was going to be delivered and in the manner that I thought that it was going to be delivered wasn't delivered. And I spoke up and I basically had a conversation with the woman who was running the mastermind, and we ultimately decided that it just wasn't a good fit because I wasn't going to be able to get my needs met. The things that I desired and that I thought that I was going to get, she wasn't able to provide, and so we ended the contract and the relationship, and so I left that mastermind in January. Now, if you know anything about me, I am not the type of person who just because something didn't work out, it means that all of a sudden I'm going to put my hands up and be like, oh, great, it wasn't for me, etc. No, I set out to be on an intimacy journey. That's the reason why I joined that mastermind. So what I did was I carved out an entire intimacy journey for myself for the year of 2022. And so every quarter of this year, I'm actually working on deepening my closeness, my intimacy, my relationship with different areas of my life. And I wrote this out on January 22nd, 2022. And I'm just opening up my journal, which I have many of them because I'm always journaling and doing mindset work. So quarter 1 for me was all about intimacy with myself. So I really set out to do the work on healing my relationship to myself, really working on self-love, really working on my relationship to my body, really working on my relationship with my own sexuality, my own sensuality, my own self-image, right? So when I think about myself, the words that I say, the image that I have of myself, I really worked on raising my self-worth and my self-concept in my relationship to myself. Quarter 2 was all about my intimacy with my business and intimacy with my finances. So I put those two things together. And then right now we're in quarter 3 and I'm working on intimacy with motherhood. And I'll talk a little bit about what that's going to look like in a second. And then the last quarter of the year, it's going to be intimacy in partnership. So it's going to be intimacy with my husband. And what I did was I gave every single quarter a archetype. So intimacy with myself was all about priestess energy and really like just embodying this sacredness and this groundedness and this just like way of leading myself through life. Like I'm this wise crone, like it's just priestess energy. Quarter 2, which was all about business and finances, that was queen energy, right? Like a queen knows what's going on in her kingdom. She understands, she's making decisions very wisely, etc. Quarter 3, which is all about intimacy and motherhood, is all about the divine mother. So that divine mother energy. So think about Mother Mary, that sort of vibe. Mother Mary in terms of like Jesus Christ. And then quarter 4 is all about intimacy and partnership. And that is the archetype of the sacred whore. So that is the vibe and the theme and the energy that I'm bringing to 2022. Things that have worked for me so far in this first 6 months of the year is focusing on really raising my self-concept with daily self-coaching. So what I did at the beginning of the year is I created a self-concept. So who do I want to be at the end of the year? When I talk about myself or to other people, when people mention my name, when I am in different spaces, what is the energy that I want to carry? How is it that I want to think about myself? How is it that I want to feel about myself? What is the story that I want to say about who I am as a woman, as a person, as a business owner, as a mother, as a wife, as a friend, as a daughter, etc. I wrote out a whole list of I am statements around that. And I have been doing the work all year round of raising my self-worth to those I am statements. Because some of them, while I would like to be able to say that about myself and say that I believe that that's who I am, it's not the case. Those are wants and their desires. And so what I've been doing is I've really been doing the work to step into those statements, to step into that self-concept. And what that looks like is shadow work. What that looks like is looking at these areas and asking myself, why is it that I don't believe that? Why can't I be that person? What are all the stories that I'm telling myself about why I can't be that right now? And I'm doing the work to look for evidence for why I'm already that person, why I can step into it. I'm putting myself in situations where I'm forced to lead with that energy and remind myself of who I am and who I want to be over and over and over again. Focusing on all of the potential students that I want inside of my program, really focusing on my life, my success, and my progress. Because if you've been watching this series all along, so it used to be called Becoming Her, and now it's Being Her, but I've been doing these personal growth updates for, I think, about a year now, and a little bit over that, because I used to do them every month a little while back, but periodically I will do these like life updates. But the biggest thing that I struggled with in 2021 was comparison. Like I could not stop watching other people's lives. I could not stop scrolling social media and comparing myself to what everybody else had and beating myself up because I wasn't there yet, because I didn't have it yet. And I was sitting there putting all these people on pedestals and making myself feel less than because of that. And listen, honey, that vibe completely changed for me in 2022. I am all about me, myself, and I in the best kind of way. It is, what is it? Main character energy. That's what people on TikTok are calling it, right? This is a main character energy. I have really just been doubling down on focusing on my life, focusing on my goals, focusing on the progress that I've made. I have really, like, when I tell you that I barely look at what other people are doing anymore, and I'm just going to tell you, I'm so much more satisfied with my life. I'm so much happier with my life when the energy and the focus is over here. Okay. So another thing that I tried this year was for the first 3 months of 2022, I sent an email every single day to my email list. So if you got emails from me every single day and you were annoyed with me, I'm sorry, but I was trying something out. I wanted to see if emailing every day with different, and it wasn't like I was emailing nothing. Like I was emailing videos, I was emailing insights, I was emailing about the offers that I had, I was emailing about how it could help you as a student, and I was testing out what that would do for the students that would enroll into the program. I wanted to see what it would do for getting new people into the program, and I was just testing things out, and that actually worked really well. Not from the perspective of I had drones of people rolling into the program, but it really helped me with my copy, with explaining what it is that I do as a life coach for college students. It really forced me to think about what you might be thinking about when you're considering working with me or you're considering enrolling into my program. And it really helped me to explain the value of what it is that I do. It really helped me to get into your mind and the things that you're struggling with, and provide you with the resources and the support and the guidance that you would have needed throughout, your spring semester. So that worked really well in terms of that. Going live on my YouTube channel works because every time I go live, new students find out about me, new students end up enrolling into the program. So that's a strategy that really works for me. YouTube is the number one place that most students find me and end up working with me from. So staying consistent with my YouTube videos has really helped me to grow my academic life coaching company and to get the word out there about what it is that I do and how it is that I can support students. Rachel, the name of the Facebook group is the College Success Facebook group, I believe it is. Let me look up the exact name because I changed it. It's College Success for Busy Adult College Students. And actually, let me just grab the link and I'll pop it into the chat for you so that you have it. And also so that I don't forget to give it to you, because I might just get to talking here and forget to give it to you. By the way, if you have any questions for me about my personal life at all, about anything that I talk about today, nothing is off limits. Ask me any questions that you have inside of the chat. I will answer any and all things that you want to know about my life, about being a life coach for college students, about how I work with students, all of that. Anything about my life, anything about what I shared today, you are more than welcome to ask questions about it. Okay. So another thing that worked was asking myself the question every single day: how can I communicate the value of what it is that I do better? How can I communicate this better? How can I show students why I am the person that they want to work with? How can I show students how Educated, the Art of Becoming a Good Student, my group coaching program, is going to help them to earn better grades and create more free time? Another thing that really helped was the thought: I am the life coach for college students and college women specifically. I did 30 days of Facebook live streams, and that was really fun. It grew my personal self-discipline muscle because I had to go live every single day, and often it was like really late at night for me, 9, 10 o'clock. I think I missed maybe 1 or 2 days the entire 30 days. So I'm really proud of myself for that. Let me see what else. So I wrote down here self-coaching, because I did that every day. This was the journal that I used for the majority of the first half of the year, and I had to pull out another one, which is this one right here, because that's how much self-coaching I did. Like normally I go through 1 in a year, maybe 2. This year I feel like I'm going to end up going through like 4 different journals with all of the self-coaching that I'm doing. So I've really been focusing on using the resources and the tools that I've already spent money on. So I have been in the personal development field for, I don't even know how many years, since 2011. Okay, I started with my own personal growth journey from taking myself from failing out of a bio major to graduating with honors while working 2 jobs, being in a relationship, and starting the beginnings of this company, right? That was my entryway into the world of personal development, personal growth, personal power, etc. So I've been in this game for a while, y'all. Like, first with myself, I took myself through this journey, and now what I do with my life is I help other college students go through their own personal transformation process, right? So, I have spent a lot of money on courses, on coaches, on resources, on books, on certifications, on a bunch of things to help me to be a better coach, to help me to create results and achieve goals in my life. And one of the things that my brain loves to tell me, which is a whole damn lie, is that I don't have enough, right? It tries to tell me that I don't know enough, that there's something that I'm missing. And if I could just find that one little piece, nugget thing that I'm missing, then my entire life is going to change. That is a lie from the devil that my brain loves to tell me. It is not true. I have everything it is that I need in order to succeed. Even if I didn't purchase one other book, even if I didn't purchase one other coaching package from another coach, I would be fully supported in all aspects. I have a membership for general life coaching, and if I wanted to get coached daily, I could get coached daily. I have a one-on-one coach within that program. I have access to a business course that has live coaching every single week. So if I wanted to get better at business building and sales and all that kind of stuff, thank you, Kimberly. I am a great coach. Then yeah, I think if I had to calculate it, I probably spent close to $100,000 on personal goals since 2011, right? It wasn't all at once. It's over many, many years, but over 11 years, right? 11 years. 12 years, right? Because 2011 to 2021 would be 12. Yeah, so, would be 10. Oh my gosh, guys, why can't I do math? 2011 to 2021 would be 10 years, and we're in 2022, so 11 years. So over the course of 11 years, I've spent, honestly, over $100K in learning the things that I teach students, and learning this, it started with learning it for myself because I wanted to improve all aspects of my life. And so I have so much. I have so many resources. I have so many coaches. I have so many friends who are coaches. So if I really wanted to get coached for free, I could just ask them a question or something like that. But honestly, I am I'm well resourced. Let's just put it that way. I am these personal development books. I have a whole bookshelf full of personal development books. I went through the other day and I made a list of all of the different courses that I have access to and which ones I have access to live coaching in, which one I have access to the actual coach in. And it's a lot of programs and I have lifetime access to them, and a lot of them offer weekly coaching. I am good. I'm good. Good. I'm saying that so that my brain can listen to me, right? I don't need anything else. And really focusing on that and knowing that I have my own back, I have all of the resources, I have all of the tools that I need to succeed, and just learning how to tap into them, learning how to use them for different aspects, remembering that I have them, revisiting these tools and reusing these tools has really helped to, again, grow my self-concept. So what I think about myself as the life coach for college students, as a mother, as a wife, as a friend, as a human being. It has really helped me with my body image, right? A lot of people would look at me and think, you failed at your goal to lose 30 pounds because I have not lost 30 pounds, right? I've been maintaining at between 178 to 180. But y'all, I'm maintaining. I'm not gaining weight. I'm also not losing. I'm maintaining. And the reason why I'm maintaining is because a lot of the work that I'm doing is I'm learning how to love my body now. A lot of the work that I'm doing is learning how to be okay with where it is that I am. There have been a lot of physical barriers to me losing weight. One of them being that I'm pre-diabetic. That happened because I had gestational diabetes with my daughter. So regulating my blood sugar, figuring out all of that has been really difficult. I haven't been able to get to the gym because no matter how I rework my schedule, my daughter ends up either waking up early or I'm not able to like do certain things, or hi Laura, or whatever it is. And I'm just like making it work, right? But you know what I can celebrate? I have consistently gone to the gym anywhere between 1 to 5 times a week for the past 2 years. So the entire time that I've been a new mom and had a baby, I have been working out consistently, whether it's walking, whether it's actually lifting weights. I've completed like 3 rounds of a particular workout program. And you know, the thing that I had to really learn how to master and get good at over the course of these past 2 years was not numbing, not buffering with food. And I have done an incredible job at that, especially in 2022. I feel like I have like hit another level with my emotional intelligence and my emotional mastery and my ability to not eat when I feel stressed, to not eat when I feel anxiety, to not eat when I feel like, you know, the world is like caving in or like things are too much, or Adelina had like 7 tantrums in a day and I'm just like emotionally spent. Instead, I've been getting in the sauna. Instead, I've been going to the gym. Instead, I've been going for a drive. Instead, I've been self-coaching. Instead, I've been reading fiction books and reading stories. Instead, I've been sitting with my emotions. Instead, I've been present with my body. In every, you know, I'm going on almost 30 days of no sugar, no flour, all of that in an attempt to regulate my blood sugar. I'm going to be working with a naturopath here really soon, also hiring a nutritionist to help me with my pre-diabetes, because all of that can affect my ability to, you know, lose weight. But I'm like, I look at myself in the mirror and I have not once said, you look disgusting, or like, oh my God, you're so fat, or oh my God, I hate you. Nope. This entire time, I'm like, this is my body that carried a baby, and this is where I'm at right now. And I love the way that I'm at right now. I'm buying clothes that fit. I feel really sexy in the clothes that I have. I'm getting dressed up every single day. I'm taking care of myself. I'm doing all of the things that I would do if I was quote unquote skinny. And I do have a desire to lose weight, and it's for health reasons, right? I don't want to be a diabetic. I don't want to, when I get pregnant again, to have to go through that whole process. I don't want to, you know, end up on insulin. I don't want to like have to, you know, I don't know, like deal with the things that come with diabetes. If you're a nurse, you know, if you have people in your life who are diabetics, you know, it's like just not my preferred way of living life. So I'm just doing what I need to do to take care of my health, and it's a slow and a gradual process. I'm not in a rush here. Like, I got my whole life, and if I die tomorrow, none of this fucking matters because I died. You know what I mean? But it's like, in the time frame that I have to live, I'm gonna take my time. I'm gonna keep working towards it. It's gonna happen. I'm not in a rush anymore. That is honestly like the thing that has given me the most sense of peace this year, is I'm not in a rush anymore. I'm not in a rush to build a multi-million-dollar company. It's going to happen, and it's going to happen in its timeline. I'm not in a rush to lose all of this weight. It's going to happen. It is going to melt off. I just have to keep going and do the things, right? There is nothing that I need to do. There is no one that I need to prove to. I'm just focused on like living my life and getting better and better and better over time. And that mindset for me has been everything this year. Like, I feel so satisfied with my life. So satisfied. And what I can tell you is that, like, if you look at my business behind the scenes, again, if you look at the data, at the facts, you would sit there and you would say, girl, you're moving backwards. What is happening? You are sliding backwards. And that is what it looks like from the outside looking in. But I know the truth. Your girl is slowing down to speed up. I'm cleaning up and taking care of everything that needs to be cleaned up and taken care of to make space for the prosperity and the abundance and the success and all of the things that are mine, because I know that they're mine. And how I know that they're mine is because I'm the type of woman who achieves every goal she sets for herself. Always. My entire life is proof of that. So I don't have to worry. I'm going to get there. We're going to get there. But I'm not going to miss my life in the process. I'm not going to miss the pleasure. I'm not going to miss the joy. I'm not going to miss being present. And I'm not going to miss being like here and now and the enjoyment of the process of achieving these things. I'm having the most fun I've ever had in my life. I am so happy. I took on a position that I'm thrilled with. It's making me such a better coach. I get to coach some of the most brilliant fucking women, like Ivy League educated women who are like just top of the top notch if we're looking at it from the patriarchal view of success. You know what I mean? Like, everything is up leveling. The sex my husband and I are having is just like next level. The intimacy we have in our relationship is next level. And when I say intimacy, I'm not just talking about sex. I'm talking about like the connection, the depth of like the things that we're talking about. The presence that I have with my daughter is a presence that I haven't had since, you know, that newborn stage, because you know, you're in a bubble for like the first 3 to 5 months of having a baby, and like then the bubble bursts at one point. But like, I feel like I'm in that stage again. My time is sacred. The things that I work on, like, I just feel like in such a devotion to my life, like so devoted to my life, so intentional. Everything I feel like is just being curated because of my intentionality that I'm bringing to everything. So, first 6 months of the year, going pretty great. If you ask me, I feel really good. I feel so satisfied. And satisfaction, if you're into human design, is the energetic signature for people who are manifesting generators. And it's the energetic signature when you're in flow, when you're in alignment, when you're in your groove, when you're like on track with like what your life is supposed to be like. And that is the direct opposite to what 2021 felt like. 2021, like if I had to put a label on it, it was my year of frustration. I was so angry and so frustrated in 2021, like so angry and so frustrated. 2022, I feel satisfied. Like, life is good. And again, it's not because I'm over here achieving all of my goals and hitting all my goals, but because I'm focused on the things that I actually value, right? So today I was actually doing some journaling this morning, and I was like asking myself, like, what actually are my core values? What are the things that, like, if this is all my life was about and I died at like 100 years old, I would look back and be like, that was like, I did the damn thing. Like, I really lived life to the fullest. Like, I came here and completed what I meant to complete. So for me, the 4 things that are like super important for me to experience to feel satisfied with my life is, number 1 is space. And when I talk about space, I mean like space to take care of myself, space to think, space to feel my emotions, space to be with myself, space to pray, space to journal, space to do my rituals, space to burn a candle, space to rub lotion on my body, space to be in the here and now, space to grow, space to, in my home, like physical space as well, space to live, space to create, right? I really need that. Like, lots of it, okay? That's important to me. If I don't have that, I start spiraling out. Like, I start feeling really anxious and overwhelmed, and like, what's the purpose in life, and like, what am I here for? Because it disconnects me from myself. And when we're disconnected from ourselves, we lose the purpose and the meaning of life. So space is important to me. Another thing that's really important to me, y'all, is simplicity. I don't like complicated. I can't do it. This is the reason why, even in my programs, even when students work with me, I keep everything really simple. Don't overcomplicate things. Even when I teach, the way that I teach is very simple. And I think that is like a lost skill. We're trying to overcomplicate everything here. And I just want things to be simple. I want a slower paced life. I do. I want to be the master at one thing. I want to be known as the life coach for college students. That's what I want to be known for. That is what I want to do. I want to get really good at it. I want to be the best at it. I want, when people think about how do I help students succeed, the name that comes up to their mind is Clarissa Guillen. She rocks at college, educated, the art of becoming a good student. I want that to be like the legacy that I leave behind. I think of like people like Bob Proctor or like Tony Robbins or Oprah. Like, they're known for one thing and they're really good at that thing. And they spend their whole entire lives devoted to getting better at that thing. I want that for what I do with college women. And I have so many friends who are coaches, and they're constantly changing what it is that they offer and changing who it is that they focus on working with. And they're always telling me, have you ever considered like working and helping people to build a business like yours? And I'm like, no, fuck no. I don't want to do that. I'm not interested in that. I don't want to have 5 million different programs. I don't want to do 5 million different things. I want to be good at one thing. And so good at it that like people know automatically that's who you work with. She's the person for that. That is the expert in that. Like, she's the number one go-to person for that thing. That's what I want to be known for, right? That's simplicity to me. Simplicity to me is deliberate moments. It's creating memories. It's choosing things on purpose. That's what I want. Okay? I just want my little house with my acreage, my one horse, my one cow, my one chicken. Because again, simplicity. I don't want 1,000 cows and horses and like all these things. I want to spend my life getting good at this, being known for this, being known by my family, and like being a really great mom and a really great wife and like a really great human being. Personal growth and expansion is necessary for me. I will die if I cannot grow, if I cannot be working towards something, if I'm not getting better, if there is an opportunity for me to learn. So, and when I talk about personal growth, I'm talking about personal growth in career. So I always want to just be up leveling what it is that I do with this company, just getting better and better and better and better at coaching, better at teaching, better at the way that I deliver the program, better at the way that I service students. Just like that is when I think about career, that's what I think about growing in that aspect. I want to grow in the depth of my relationships. Like, I want like for my relationship with my husband to get better and better and better and better the longer that we're together. I want the intimacy to grow. I want our sex to get better and better. I want the depth of our conversations to get better, the connection that we have to get better. The same thing with my relationship with my daughters, because I am feeling the vibe of another child coming, who will be a girl, not anytime soon, but her energy has definitely been in the field. So yeah, I want to have like really good relationships with them, and I want to cultivate that, and I want to have the relationship with them that I would have liked to have with my mother, which I don't have, and I have, I'm okay with, because our relationship dynamic is different, but I do want to cultivate that with my children. I want to, grow in all aspects of like my relationship to myself. I want to grow and expand with my money and my finances and what I do with the money that I make and the different investments and the wealth that I build. And, I'm like envisioning, I would love for my daughters to have trust funds and to have money that they can use either if they decide to go to college or if they decide to start a business. I just want them to be able to have capital and to have things that they can start their life off better than how I started, right? I want to be able to grow and expand with like life experiences and travel and the things that I'm exposed to and all of that. So that's another thing. And then the last one for me is connection. Connection. Okay, I want to tell you guys, when I do these, I just like reveal everything. Okay, listen, for the past 2 years, 2020, well, I would say a year and a half. So the end of 2020 and all of 2021, I was making all of the decisions in the business for this company because I wanted to prove to all of the other coaches and all of my other friends who have multi-million-dollar businesses that I was just as successful as them. And I started chasing money. And the moment that I started chasing money, I stopped liking what it is that I do. I hated running a business and I thought of quitting multiple times. I would have students pay me and I would not feel excited about it. I would feel dread. Students signed up to work with me and instead of feeling excited about it, I would feel dread. That would shift for me when I saw them show up for a coaching call, when I saw them applying the things that I have in my program. And I was having this conversation with my one-on-one coach, Esperanza Lebron, who is the first Latina coach that I have ever worked with and the best coach that I have ever had. It's really important, especially if you are a person of color, if you're a person of any marginalized group, okay? Disability, whatever it is. Try to work with somebody who represents you, okay? It's really important for your subconscious brain. I'm just going to tell you that. It's a whole different, I've worked with, most of the coaches I've worked with, I'm just going to say it, they've been white women. Beautiful, blonde white women. Super successful. Incredible. I learned a lot from them. And yet, every time, the thought in the back of my mind was, yeah, but the reason why they have the success that they have is because they're white and beautiful. Of course, people are going to want to work with them. They represent the ideal of America. When I started working with my Latina coach, who was also very successful, it changed what I believe was possible for myself. When I was having a conversation with her and I was like, I feel like I'm missing something. I feel like something is off. Like, I feel like I'm missing something. I'm supposed to feel excited when money comes into my bank account, right? When people pay me, I'm supposed to feel excited, right? Like, I'm supposed to be celebrating. I'm supposed to like want it and like get really giddy about it and like think it's the best thing in the world, right? I don't feel that way. I don't get excited by that. I don't get thrilled by that. And I spent like 3 months beating myself up over this. Like, there must be something wrong with me because like I should feel differently about this. And the reason why I had that was because had that thought and that story was because everybody else is in the coaching industry is like celebrating all these money wins and oh my God, I made $100,000 this month and like I just hit 50 million in my business for this year and like all of these things. These are like actual friends that I have, y'all. Like, I'm not even making this shit up. Like, these are people like who I have relationships with, like making this amount of money and celebrating that and all the things. But like, I would sit there and I'm like, I had like, you know, a 15K month and it did nothing for me. But a new student would show up to a coaching call. I'd get students asking questions. I'm getting to coach people. And I'm like so happy and so excited. Because for me, it's not about the money. I want it. Don't get me wrong. I want to get paid for what it is that I do. Okay? There has to be an energetic exchange here. But I don't get off on that. That to me, like, is a byproduct of what it is that I do. What I get really excited about is when I have students come into my program who believe that they can't pass a class, that they're too dumb to succeed. And they're showing up and they're asking questions and they're trying things and they're getting the grades it is that they want. And I'm seeing a transformation in their self-confidence and their self-worth, and their whole lives are changing because of the work that we're doing together. I get off on that. So I shifted my whole like goal setting process. I went from like always having like a money goal because I thought that's what I should have as a business owner, to like, no, how many students did I impact this month? How many students are asking questions? How many students are participating? How many students are celebrating? How many students are showing up for the coaching calls? How many students are enrolling? Because every one of those is another life that is changed, the potential for a life to be changed. They get into this world, into this program, and they start applying the things. Their grades are going to change. Their free time is going to change. Their self-concept is going to change. Their whole lives are going to change. And that to me is what drives me. That to me is like what keeps me going. And when I started focusing on like the money, because I thought that that's what I needed to focus on in order to grow my business, I started to lose connection to the very reason why I freaking started this, which was to help college women earn better grades and have more free time and remember that they are fucking brilliant, that they are smart enough and worthy enough and capable enough to succeed, because that is who I was. I didn't think any of that was possible for me. I had someone tell me to my face that I wasn't worthy and capable of it. And that is who I built this business for. And I forgot that because I wanted to be liked by all these other women who are succeeding, because I wanted to be seen as on the same level as them, because I wanted to be able to be in the room with them and not feel less than. And it destroyed a lot for me in 2021 when that was the focus for me. 2022 is about me coming back to why I started this business, who I'm doing it for, the reason. It's the reason why I dropped the price of working with me, because I raised my price because everybody else is like, you have to raise your price. You are worth more. Even though in the back of my mind, I had this little voice saying to me, remember who you're doing this for. They are selling to other coaches. Remember who they're marketing to. It's not your people. Okay, to your people, $1,000 is a lot. That's enough of a stretch. Let me not even get into this, y'all, because I think about it and I get so mad at myself. Like, so mad at myself. Don't worry, I did some forgiveness journaling around this, but I don't even know how I got... Oh, connection. Connection is another thing that's important to me. I started losing that connection to my students, and I felt like I was dying inside in relation to my business. I do this for y'all, okay? To see you win. I get off on that. The exchange for that is the payment that you make to work with me, because it's a service, right? So it's a business, so I have to have money coming in. But the money is just like a byproduct of me helping you transform your life. And that is what really motivates me and drives me. When I was focusing on the money, I wanted to die and I didn't want to do this business anymore. I was like getting ready to quit. I'm like, if this is what it's going to be like to chase this, I don't want it. I don't want it. Remembering why I'm doing this for, reconnecting to the students that are inside of the program, thinking about the students who were like me, failing out of 7 classes and feeling like they were so dumb and that they would never achieve something and that they were probably just going to end up working some, minimum wage job, which isn't bad in and of itself, but I wanted more. And I felt stuck because I thought that I wasn't smart enough to succeed. I wasn't college material, when it was bullshit. It's just no one taught me how to succeed. The minute I learned, grades shut up. That is what this company is for. Okay. So I want to be connected to myself. I want to be connected to the things that I create. I want to be connected to my career. I want to be connected to the women that I serve. I want to be connected to the experience that I have in my life. I want to be connected to my purpose, which this is my purpose. I want to be connected to everything. I want to feel, touch, experience, be with. Like, I just want to be connected. Like, I want to feel. I want to experience. I want to vibe. Like, I want to get to know myself and my husband and my daughters and my family and the women that I work with and this work that I'm doing. I want to be in it. I want to be connected to it. I want to feel it. And those 4 things, every goal that I set from now on, those are going to be like my North Star. That's going to be my compass. And I'm not going to deviate from it, because when I disconnect from these 4 aspects, this is when I start like just not enjoying life anymore. This is when I start getting frustrated. Okay. So with all that being said, because I have been talking for a long time, it's almost already 9. What am I focusing on for the rest of 2022? I'll tell you. So what I'm focusing on for the rest of 2022, okay, is I've written down. So I'm focused on selling myself every day on my program, Educated, the Art of Becoming a Good Student. I'm focusing on daily self-coaching because that works really well for me. I'm focused on also getting coached with the resources and the tools that I already have. I'm focusing on this thought that I believe to be true, because it is. My whole life is evidence. I have everything I need to achieve my goal, and I am the type of person who achieves every single one of her goals, because it's true. My whole life is evidence of this. I'm focusing on creating content that's going to help and serve and support students, college women in particular. I'm going to ask myself questions like, what do I already know? How am I already an incredible coach? What would a student who is struggling right now need to hear in order to keep going and not quit? How can I make 100 new students a sure thing? What can I control? How can I show up everywhere in my life like I am the life coach for college women? I'm going to focus on the thought, I know what I'm doing. I know I can help college students earn better grades and have more free time. I'm going to do a belief scale every single day just to check in with, where am I in my belief of achieving this goal? Why do I think I can't have it? And doing the work to change my beliefs around that. I'm going to create lists regularly of what's working, and I'm going to celebrate what's working. I do these things called brag diets, where I just write down, like, I brag that I am so satisfied with my life, or I brag about where we live, or I brag that I'm having an incredible date night with my husband, or I brag that I had a new student enroll into the program and that she showed up for the coaching call and I got to coach her on this, and it was incredible to see how everything shifted for her when she finally got this aha moment and all those things. Like, I'm just really just celebrating all the little things and the big things. I'm also looking at the big picture of how far I've come in every aspect of my life, right? If I were to look at just 2021 and the beginning of 2022 on this like really micro level, again, from the outside looking in, you'd be like, that's it? That's all you've done? That's all you've achieved? But in the grand scheme of my life just keeps getting better and better every fucking year. Like, every year, everything upgrades. This is just a fact of life for me. It just is. And like, when you're in it, you lose sight of that. This is why I like regularly do these self-check-ins and do self-evaluations, and I'm like always like looking at I'm making lists of what did I accomplish so far and what have I done and what's working and what's going really well. Because when you're in it, in the day-to-day of life, it's so easy to lose sight of how far you've come, of the progress that you've made, of all of the things that have changed and shifted for the better. For the better. This time last year, I was like, I'm probably going to end up divorcing my husband. Like, things were not good. Like, things were not good business-wise. Things were not good in our relationship. Like, I was hating being a mom. And 12 months later, it's like a 180. It was hard work. It did not shift overnight. It took full 12 months of ups and downs and wins and losses and neutral and twists and turns and like all these different things. But I kept showing up. I kept doing the work. I kept coaching myself. I kept getting coached. I kept reminding myself of who the fuck I was. That's what I did over and over and over again. I'd hit a low and I'd be like, who the fuck are you? Oh yeah, that's right. I'm the woman who achieves every single one of her goals. I hit a roadblock and I'm like, oh my God, so disappointed. Oh my God, this is so embarrassing. I'm so ashamed. What if people found out? Who the fuck are you? And I'd come back. Oh right, I'm the life coach for college students. Right. I'm the woman that took herself from failing out of 7 classes to graduating with honors while working 2 jobs after someone told her to her fucking face that she wasn't smart enough. That's who I am. And things would be going good, and then I hit another roadblock and I'd be like, oh my God, things are not going good. Who the fuck are you? And I just did that over and over and over and over and over and over again. And I'm going to keep doing it until I get everything that I want. Because this is how I've gotten everything that I wanted. It is that continuous coming back to who I know myself to be. And I want to tell you guys something. All of these people who you see succeeding in ways that you want to succeed, all of these people that you hear talking about manifestation and achieving goals and like main character energy, and I changed my whole life in 30 days, and like, because that is everything that's being shared on TikTok right now. It's all the stuff that's being shared on YouTube right now. That's just like everything that like people are talking about. There is no secret to what they are doing. They are setting a goal. They are noticing all of the thoughts and the bullshit that they're telling themselves for why they can't have it. And they're telling themselves a better story. When it looks like it's not happening, they remind themselves of who they are. When they hit setbacks, they remind themselves of who they are. They are staying focused on where it is that they're going. They are feeling all the emotions. They are processing all the emotions. They're not making what is happening to them mean anything about their ability to achieve it. It's like, oh, right, that's just that thing that's happening right now. This is the part in the story where I get into a fight with my husband. This is the part of the story where I fail that chemistry class. This is the part of the story where I handed in an assignment 2 days late. This is the part of the story where I had to take a semester break. It's just a part of the story. But remember what happens. You re-enroll. Remember what happens. You ended up going to office hours and getting tutoring, and in the next exam you got 100. Remember what happens, right? There's reconciliation, and there's repair, and there's work, and there's therapy, and there's these things. You get to have what it is that you want, no matter what your current life circumstances look like. I could not have predicted this time last year that this is where it is that I would be today. I could not have predicted it. I just stayed focused on who are you? Who are you being in this moment? Who do you want to be? How do you want to react to this? What do you want this to be like? And continuously tapping back into that over and over and over again. And if you are one of my students inside of my program Educated, or you're one of my one-on-one students, you know this is what we do day in and day out when you work with me. This is the entire premise to what I teach inside of my program. This is the entire process that I walk you through, that I take you through in the 6 months that we work together if you do one-on-one coaching with me. Longer if you re-up, right? A lot of my students work with me the entirety that they're in college. And Kimberly's on, or she was on, I don't know if she's still on, but she and I coached together and we recorded all of our sessions, and I'm going to be releasing that over the course of the next few months. Every week there's going to be a new episode of all the work that we had done together. Rachel asked, what made you hit your bottom on not having quality emotional and physical health? I'm having the same experience of taking back my health with a vengeance. What made me hit rock bottom was, let me just be honest with you guys. Okay, so when you have gestational diabetes or when you have glucose intolerance, there is this, I forget what the medical terminology of it is, but there is this like, it's just black stuff that like shows up on your body, right? A lot of people will look at your neck and they think that it's dirty, but really it's just this like substance that your body releases when your body isn't able to process glucose, which there's insulin resistance, which is what's happening to me. So my neck and like the back of my neck started to get black in between my breast. It's very superficial what happened, but I'm going to share with you guys. And then I had it also on my back, and I was feeling really self-conscious about it. I also started noticing that I couldn't really play with Adelina the way that I wanted to play. I would get so tired, and she would ask me like, mommy, do this with me, and like, mommy, do jumping in the sky, which is me like putting her up in the air and like running around, and she wants me to play got you with her, which is like chase, that's how she calls it. And I just get tired. I'm like, girl, I cannot. You have too much energy as a toddler. I just cannot keep up with you. And it was those two things that I was just like, all right, enough. Like, enough. Like, first of all, I want to be able to play with my child. I want to be able to be around with her for a long time. Second of all, like, I want to be cute. Like, I'm not trying to have all this like stuff on my skin. Like, I want to be wearing these low cut shirts, so that, you know, like, and not have this here and be self-conscious about it. I want to be able to put my hair up and not be self-conscious about what's on my neck. I want to be able to wear a shirt that has my back out and not be able to like worry about that. Why is there, there's lime and basil. I have lime and basil in my water because it tastes good and I want to be fancy. So I've been putting that kind of stuff in my water, Laura. So those were the things that really like pushed me over the edge, and I was just like, all right, enough. And so that's kind of what did it for me, Rachel. And there's just no going back for me now. Like, however long it takes, but I'm in it. And I'm doing what I need to do so that I can be in good health for my daughter. And also, like, I want to be doing all these like crazy sex things, and I just can't with my body right now. So also just being honest. Okay, I'm a Scorpio rising. I'm a very sexual person. I want to be trying all these things, and sometimes just my body with this extra, this extra cushion sometimes just doesn't allow for the things that I would like to do. All right. So, that being said, let me tell you guys what is going to be in store. So I'm going to be doing these from now until the end of the year. Once a month, I'm going to be doing these updates. There's also going to be a new live stream every Monday on this YouTube channel, helping you to earn better grades and have more free time as a college student. We have the Your Best Semester Yet challenge that's going to be happening in August. We're going to open up the doors to Educated, the art of becoming a good student, and just a lot of amazing things in store. Like I'm really just so thrilled and delighted and happy to have the version of myself back who started this company and create content, not because I want to make money, but because I want to help and I want to serve. And if the money comes from that, great. We are good. I'm just different. I don't know how else to say it. If you've been my client and my student for a while, you probably noticed the energy that I came to 2021 with. It's just different. I'm just different. I don't know how else to put it. Like, I am Clarissa motherfucking Guillen, the life coach for college women, the CEO of a multi-million-dollar life coaching company for college women, an incredible wife, an amazing mother, a phenomenal human. And that is just who I am. All right. I will see y'all tomorrow at 1 p.m. where I'm going to be talking about my favorite topic in the world, emotions. And the 2 top emotions that are keeping you from succeeding as a college student. That's going down at 1 p.m. tomorrow night. Thank y'all for being here with me. I just was no sleep thing. Oh, you mean how I wasn't getting any sleep in 2021? Is that what you're talking about, Kimberly? Oh, you were noticing the no sleep thing? Is that what you were saying? Hi, Laura. Wait, Kimberly, I'm not going until you clarify. I need to know. I need to know what you said. I don't understand. You were noticing the no sleep thing, right? Is that what you meant? Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah. 2021, I also wasn't getting any sleep, so you know what was happening? I sounded really dumb. Like, I was just so forgetful and just not as sharp. But I'm sleeping now, which is great. And it has definitely changed. And I appreciate, my energy is like way higher now. It was not good in 2021, but growth, right? Growth and evolution over a lifetime. That's what we're here for. And I'm always going to keep it real with y'all because this is what I wish other people would do and stop just sharing the highlight reel. Rachel, I have so many videos on this YouTube channel on stress management as a college student. The number one thing is learn emotional intelligence. Half of the time, the reason why you're stressed is because no one taught you how to process emotions. And there's a bunch of videos on this YouTube channel all on that. So I would say go have a ball watching those videos and also come to the live stream tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern, or at least watch the replay. It'll be up on the YouTube channel after because I'm going to be talking about all of that then. All right. Bye, everyone.